Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the official Ark podcast here every Thursday with number 421. My name's Coach MT, and I'm here live today with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the captain on board the Ark, the one and only Mr. Atlas. Hope you're doing well today, sir.
Doing wonderful. Coach MT, thank you for the introduction. Today is a very important day here at the Ark. Great to see our community here live. If you're on the YouTube, please smash the like, leave a comment. Boy, do we have something to talk about today. It is no secret. We're very transparent. For 416 podcasts, ladies and gentlemen, we have been here with you every single day during the holidays. Took some time off, went to the weekly format, but we did a lot of work on a very special, very dear to our heart project called the Ark Lite. I think you folks remember that. We had to shelve it. There was a lot going on with the development of the security products, which continue. We had a fantastic demo with the team of developers today. Nordin is going to be here and tell all of us about that demo and what's happening with that. He's also going to talk about the Ark Lite, because we've been able to continue to find the solutions. We've stated time and time again that we will not release a Ponzi-nomics-based system. We have the ArkNet, we have the security products, we've already delivered on the banking products, our on and off ramps. We've plugged into a massive group. They're all doing well in the crypto business. There are folks that we can't tell you name. It's a white label situation. We need to respect the policy here of not kissing and telling. We need to respect our partners. But boy, are we happy that very soon the air card is going to be integrated. They're working on that day and night, and we're to start to see that volume come through. But I believe that we need more. We look around the community, we see the folks in other projects. Very few projects in this past year where a lot of folks have diversified. We always told you it's good to diversify, but very few I feel have really been able to deliver on the roadmap, deliver on being in integrity, not changing the rules of the game, and very few, you can count them less than a couple of fingers, are doing true utility, not based on Ponzi-nomics. Ark Lite was intended to be a project, and we said it, whether there's 3,000 investors or 10,000 investors, or if one day 90% decide to leave and go buy a Pepe token or some other shitcoin out there, or a meme, that the rest of the investors wouldn't be affected. That regardless of what's happening out there, if you're invested here, you're going to be hearing consistently the tune of the printers. You're going to be hearing the funds continue to go, because it's not dependent on anyone recruiting, getting referrals, bringing fresh capital into the system. You need to have a true revenue stream. And we have here Mr. Brandon, the drip guide. He is a witness. We brought him in. He's been trading for over 10 years, a decade, folks. It's a very hard business. We spend a lot of time with the best technology of trading bots out there, trying to catch the gain, doing scalp trades. Brandon was part of the team that we assembled that was managing that system. They did extremely well during a sideways market. However, it's good that we tested for months and months and months before releasing. We realized that when the market gets volatile, what I mean by volatile, where it's shooting up, 5-10%, or dumping on the other direction. The strategies, the bots that we were working with weren't effective and not something we could stand behind. So we shelved it. We put it to the side. We have a full-fledged system. Shout out to Brett Nordin. He really worked his ass off, like big time worked his ass off to create the ArkLight, which we're going to let you know right now. That was the code name. But the project is called Quant. That's right, Quant. Quant. And now we've got the driving force. Now we have the solution. We have access to something we've been trying to get access to for over a year, definitely over a year. But the demand has been so extreme that we haven't been able to plug in. But we're able to do that now. We've been able to finalize the relationship. We're understanding that the returns that we're going to be able to provide are exceptional. We have a history of over 3 years, and this is not dependent on the bots. Like I said, we tried that. We're going with a group that's been doing this professionally with amazing results. We're going to do a cap of $3 million. Once that is filled, no one else can come inside unless folks are taking their liquidity out, and that's going to create a space for new folks or other folks to add more capital, which when you see the type of returns that we're going to be bringing in every single day, you're going to be definitely anxious to put as much capital into this as possible. And of course, pay yourself, which is really so important to be profitable in this business. So we're looking forward to giving you more information. We're going to move fast. We're going to start doing a pre-sale. There's going to be a 10%, that's right, folks, 10% referral fee. Once we get to the 3 million, it's over. There's not going to be any more of that 10% referral bonus. But this thing is really going to fly, and it's back to what we told you before when we were building the ArkLight. Everyone's going to be able to come in here, whether they're on Ethereum chain or they're using Bitcoin, they're new. It's such a simple system. It's not Web3. We're going to be able to help so many folks really get a win here in the style that we do it, and the calm and the comfort that really comes, folks, from understanding that when you have a system that's generating its own revenue every single day, that we're not dependent on new investors, new capital. We're not going to experience what happened with our ROI DApp, which was for 6 months paying out and doing amazing for so many people. But once the distraction happened and folks started looking elsewhere, we understand that they have to go and move on and do their things. And I believe that the way we handled it was very graceful, it was very transparent, and it was correct. That doesn't mean that we can't continue. It just means that we have to create a new system, as we've done, where it is not dependent on Ponzonomics. And we can stand behind that all day, every day, because we care about every investor here. We care about every person. We understand how hard people work. And we want to ensure that what we build can stand the test of time, because it's not dependent on outside factors of liquidity in a space where people are easily distracted. We see a lot of folks that have invested into projects this year, really after Ark lost, to say its appeal and wasn't paying out what people were accustomed to. And we know there's a lot of liquidity that's out there. Now, folks need to come back home, because we're going to deliver like you guys haven't seen before, in a way that I think we're all going to be a lot more relaxed, a lot more comfortable to bring friends and family and people back in and get a lot of the wins. So this is the new system that's going to be launched here very shortly. 2-3 weeks. We're moving very, very fast. We, of course, have our banking products that are now integrating with the massive, massive group of 350,000 crypto investors, waiting for that volume to kick in and seeing those NFTs do what they need to do, folks. Sheesh. And of course, the security products, they're going to be here soon. So we're going to have so much. We've always talked about not just having one business, one product, one thing. No, we need multiple. And we understand, we've also explained to you that in the banking business, the cards, the on-ramp, the profit margins are very small. We're talking about 1%, $100,000 in volume to make 1,000. That's why we need millions and millions of dollars a day. That's where we're plugging in with this massive group of investors so that we can bring the revenues here. But when it comes to the security products, boy, that we have a margin there. It is massive. So I think we're having a trifecta situation here, and a lot of opportunity is here. Happy days, folks, are ahead, and we're looking forward to this next journey, this ride with you on the Quant. I'm going to turn it over to our dear friend, Mr. Brett Nordin. He's done a lot of work, as we just pointed out, on the Quant system that we shelved. Sir, how are you feeling now with the bringing Lazarus, aka Quant, off the shelf?
Breathing life into it. No, it's exciting. Yeah, we've been talking about it for weeks. How do we reinvigorate this and get it back into play? What is the right time to do it? Knowing that we do have, the security products ahead of us, and lots of work being done in the background, as you mentioned, with that huge group on the banking side. It's been taking a lot of time, but we think now is the right time. We're a couple months out from the security products launching, so we have a window here, and we have a solution to, as you mentioned, the direction we were heading with the trading bots previously, and we have an opportunity to turn on a completely different system that has a proven track record. And, I think we can kind of say that, 1% per trading day is going to be on the low end for us. So I think we're going to keep it variable. We're going to, as you mentioned, open it. There will be a cap. I think you mentioned that people could take their money out. We are going to lock capital deposits. So let's say you deposit $1,000, that value is locked. With the high earning yield, the time to ROI is going to be very quick. We are going to allow compounding, but those are going to be locked deposits as well. So if you're compounding into, we're going to call it very similar to what we're really familiar with on the ROI DApp, which was a principal balance. I think we'll keep some of the terminology going forward, so people are comfortable with that. So you'll have deposits, compounds, but once that 3 million cap is hit, then no more deposits can be made, no more compounding can be done, and basically your stake balance will be what you're earning on for the rest of the the project life. So that's kind of the differences. I think we are shifting some things in the back end. We originally did not have a cap. We made it so it was basically as much capital as we could possibly raise. I think we've learned a lot too in the time that when we started ArkLight to now, kind of what's worked. We've looked at other projects. We've talked to a lot of advisors that have kind of helped us with defining some of the parameters and things that we didn't have 100% nailed down. So we do have to make some tweaks to the website and some updates based on that cap, and then change some of the mechanics for deposits, compounds. We also, as you mentioned, the affiliate program, referral program, I think that's going to be a huge push and a big incentive for people getting in early and getting those deposits as high as possible, being able to compound as much as they possibly can to take advantage of that $3 million fund, basically. When that runs out, we don't care how much you deposit. There's no limits on the upper end. There is a $50 minimum. We may raise that to 100. I was thinking about that from just a referral standpoint, so that people aren't gaming too much and putting in too small of an amount, and then trying to get referral bonuses on the second deposit through a referral wallet. We don't really care. We're not too concerned about people trying to game the system. It is what it is. When we open the floodgates, we know that there's some influencers in the house right now, and some of the advisors that we talk to, that they're going to bring in sizable communities. So with the compounding level and the initial deposits people make, I think it's going to go rather quickly. Once we start earning at that high rate, and people are compounding back into their principal balances, I think it's going to get eaten up pretty quickly. So we're trying to do that to not only just fill the $3 million cap, but give people an opportunity that might have a smaller bag to be able to compound up and grow their position in a relatively short period of time before sort of people catch on to the performance of the the returns and the trading that's being done. We are going to try to be as transparent as we can without giving up our strategy. I think that's kind of an important point to make. We're discussing right now, what we can and can't show in the background and report to investors, but we think that's an important piece. Not just because, there's been other projects that have done it and kind of forged, their results. We've seen that happening, sort of frauding the trading that's really happening. There's actually no trading happening in a lot of cases. And that's where sort of that Ponzi scheme sort of starts to happen. They promise a huge return on the front end, 2% a day, 3% a day, whatever it might be, but can't sustain it. They might be able to do it on, one-off trades and things like that. But in the long run, they have to reduce the amount. So we're not going to lock ourselves into anything. We understand the game. It's not something you can, 100% guarantee a fixed return. So we're going to say, up to a certain amount is what we're going to target. But I can say based on the historical evidence that we have with the experience of the trading strategy, that we feel really comfortable with that, 5% per week, and even higher, possibly up to 10%. So we're sort of sorting those little pieces out before we publish anything. But I've got, the whole front end, the back end, everything's finished. It's just going back through and combing back through some of the details to get it published with the parameters that we want to have set out of the gate. And then we'll be able to kick off the pre-sale and get things going. So yeah, we're super excited about it. It's great to see those, all that hard work we put in initially, not just from the trading side of things, but also from, the back end system and everything that we set up initially, the website, all of that stuff, all the content we generated already, getting, taken off the shelf and put to good use. So I think it's going to be a hell of an opportunity for people that, are coming from some of the other dApps in the space, coming over to, a team that has integrity, it's been here, showed up, is really working hard to deliver real utility to the community and provide a really high yield system that, that could change their financial situation. So yeah, pumped, excited, lots of work still to do in a short period of time, but I think we can easily handle it. We've done it before, so we're going to start knocking it out.
Very, very exciting.
It's just the beginning too. I think, once we get this first system up and running, people can see the results. We hit that $3 million cap. There will be, I'm sure, other opportunities down the road for potentially different products. But this one, will have very well-defined parameters and things for it, so people understand what they're putting their money into and what they can expect to get out. And then, as I mentioned, we'll try to show as much as we possibly can without revealing too much about our trading strategy, because obviously some of these things can be copied or taken, stolen, whatever you want to say, and can kind of screw things up for us. So we are going to keep some things close to the vest, but I think over time the results will speak for themselves. And once we're successful with this one, $3 million in this space is not a lot. We see other groups that are raising, 80 to 100 million. So we think there's a long-term future in being able to create this platform and then adding products as we go. But this one certainly is a unique one just because of the high yield nature of it. Payout in crypto, crypto in, crypto out, potentially fiat in, crypto out, which is very unique. And so
there's one that has been doing well for about a year. They're only paying out 16% a month. Mm-hmm. And right now their TVL is at 41 million. We don't like to say names here, but if anybody wants to know in DMs, I'll be happy to tell you. So I foresee that a lot of folks will take money from there and just dump it in here fast once they start to see what we're doing. So it's going to be, I think, definitely a race to the finish line to get that cap filled as folks start seeing the results.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, once we have even, if we even get $1 million in deposits, let's say, in first month or so, with the rate at which they're earning, that can compound really fast to the 3 million. So I think we'll see it grow just organically inside the system, but then I'll encourage people to deposit. They'll see the curve that's happening. And the rate of increase of deposits and the TVL that's in the system. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to see, and I'm looking forward to kicking it off here. We do have a few things administrative to do, but we've got a few weeks before those take place and happen. So we've got time to get more information out, get the website released. It'll have obviously the FAQs and all the kind of stuff we've had for the banking products and other stuff we released. So it'll have a lot of detail in it. We can go through that on the weekly podcasts or, in the DMs on the Telegram, everywhere else like we normally do, answer all your questions before we really, open it for kind of a pre-sale or pre-deposit.
And I think a lot of folks could use this too to make a lot of profits so they can come in heavy into the ArkNet, which is going to be, so massive. So it's a great way for them to stack up and be able to take an early large position in what we're going to be launching here. So that's going to be fun, definitely fun to watch. So we want our people here who have been with us from day one to be the folks that really are able to take advantage of being here, staying tuned, and earning with us as we continue to develop, as we continue to grow. So thank you for that, Brett. And can you tell us a bit about the sprint review, the demo? I was there. Very, very exciting. We also had a design meeting after that.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable. It's coming out so great, so beautiful.
Yeah. We also had that this morning. We went through all of the web app stuff. So we have the web application as well as the mobile application. So typically what happens is the web developers show, they walk through the different areas of the application that they've completed for the last 2 weeks and kind of demonstrate how they're working. We also have a live test net now, so I can go in and play and walk through the user flows and everything and test everything out as if it was in a live environment. So that's exciting as well. But we got to see through the full email functionality. There's a couple little things that they're still finishing up, but nothing major at this point, just different flows and the way it is presented. But we are sending and receiving emails. We're trashing, we're archiving, we're starring, we're labeling, we're doing all the things that you would expect from a full-blown email system. Very, very simple, easy to use. The interface is really nice. We are working also on a light and dark mode, implementing that now. So out of the box, we'll have both light mode and dark mode available. And now we're really getting into the password manager, and we got to see the kind of first front end flows for that. All the basic functionality for creating a login, generating passwords, storing, creating a folder system for your passwords, all of that good stuff. That's also got a browser extension that communicates when you are visiting websites and allows the communication between the app and your login, so that when you're going to a site and you have a login saved for that URL, it will identify it and allow you to autofill. Also, you can update the password at that moment in time, add notes to the logins, add custom fields in case the website requires additional fields besides just a username and a password, for example. So really nice full-featured password management system. That's very close to getting completed on the web app side. On the mobile side, it's lagging behind a little bit on the web app side. So typically what happens is we'll finish the web app piece and then move on to the mobile piece. So we did get to see some of that today with the password manager on the mobile side, the mobile app, but still a little bit to go to catch up. And then they're starting now on the DVPN. So that's the next big piece we're going to start seeing during the next sprint review. In the next couple of weeks, we should see the framework for that up and the initial functionality started. The design work is all complete. So the front end is just starting to hook up with the back end. And we're hoping to see some of that get rolled out during the next demo. But the next couple of weeks will be internal testing on the existing systems, the storage, the email, and the password manager. And then seeing the password manager fleshed out a lot more, and then working on the DVPN next. So, and yeah, we had a great design meeting as well. Got to see a great start to the public facing website. So what you would go to learn about the product and sign up, and the different packages, and kind of how most people will enter the system. And we've got at least 2 product pages finished, and the home page is done. And we're just working on adding now the rest of the product pages to get those polished up. And then it's off to coding, and Alex is going to be helping us with that. So yeah, lots coming together. Looking forward to sharing more, and a great couple of weeks of development ahead.
Yes, sir. Indeed. It's going so well. Really proud of the work that this team is doing. Those developers are
it's really first class stuff.
Very talented, man. We made the right decision. And we get to see it every week. And the progress is important. You got to stay on top and make sure that we're getting deliveries consistently with the schedule. And that's all matching up and going great. So, folks, I think that's pretty much going to be it for today on the podcast recording. I want to thank everybody for being here. We're going to do our Q&A. I know a lot of folks are wanting to ask more about Quant. When's it coming? How soon? How do they get involved? Whitelist and so forth. We'll be providing more information as the days pass. But start getting ready, folks. We're going on another fantastic journey. We will be back next week, Thursday, same time, 2 p.m. EST, 8 p.m. UTC. Sorry, 7 p.m. UTC. And we look forward to having you out there. We'll have a lot more information. Bring a friend. And we'll have our breath again. Thank you, Coach Roberto, for the breath before the podcast recording. And folks, take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. And get ready. Happy days are ahead. A lot of profits. We're going to seize the day. Let's get this crypto.